Hello, my name is Jimmy Bacon, and after 35 years on our department, I am about to retire. I applied here because this place was a nationally respected leader in law enforcement. In all those years, I have never seen morale so bad or leadership so poor as we have right now, and something's got to be done to change it. Police work is changing, and maybe change is needed because there are many things dumped on the police that we have no business going to. But if police work's going to change, the police department has to as well. And not just how it does business, but more importantly, how it selects its leaders. An excerpt from a welcome speech at the U.S. Navy Surface Warfare Officers School. When you move on, leave the place better than you found it. Toxic leaders leave the place worse than they found it. They put themselves ahead of the institution, and they deploy leadership and management tactics that advance their personal interests, even at the expense of colleagues or subordinates. We have many good commanders, the majority are, but the unethical behavior and a lack of integrity of a few commanders are severely damaging the good hard work of the many, and this is destroying the morale of the entire agency. I am not perfect, and I have made my mistakes, but I've tried to leave this place better than I found it. So 3 years ago, when restructuring an MCB was going to make the jobs of the detectives and supervisors harder, so the jobs of the commanders was easier, when the caseload was already suffocating and morale was extremely low, I and others spoke up. I took it all the way to the chief, who assured me that I would not be retaliated against and would not be moved without his approval. Not long after that, 3 detectives came to me and told me the commanders were interviewing them on my days off in an effort to get me. When that didn't work, they simply transferred me to patrol. So much for the chief's word. Through a grievance, I learned that a commander told the chief my transfer was at my request. It was not. I was kicked out. My case was investigated, and eventually I filed a Freedom of Information request where I learned that one of the commanders, to justify my removal, had altered and even made up facts in direct violation of General Order 1. I reported this to IA, but was told first with a blank stare, then a shake of the head that IA declined to investigate him. And friends still in MCB tell me that the restructuring did not work, has been redone again and again to try to make it work, and MCB is still no better off. And even though I have it in writing from the chief that my transfer was not handled appropriately by the commanders, they have since been promoted again. My only regret looking back, I should have done more. I should have done something worthy of a transfer. A commander once told me, "I will stick up for you if you're right," and I said, I don't need that from a commander because I'm already right. What I need from a commander and a leader is for you to stick up for me when I'm trying to be right and trying to do the right thing, and it just doesn't work out. That's when I need your support. Unfortunately, over these last few years, I've learned that he was right after all. Being right, doing the right thing, and following the laws and general orders is no guarantee anymore. My grievance wasn't just about one bad supervisor or commander. We've all worked for a bad boss, and I'm sure there are those who would say that I was a bad boss, but about the morale-destroying, unethical behavior and lack of integrity on the part of a few in positions of authority. From an article I found on policeone.com, an excerpt about the 7 things underperforming departments do wrong, and our department suffers from number 1 and number 7. Number 1, serving the wrong customer. The first customer of a police leader is the officer in the patrol car. If officers treated citizens the way some supervisors treat officers, there would be complaints rolling in daily. If you want cops who care about the citizens, you need leaders who care for their cops. Number 7, leaders who fail to understand that they are not always the smartest person in the room, fail to cultivate the intellect and influence of their officers and staff. Not every idea is a good one, but not every good idea comes from the command staff. Underperforming law enforcement agencies are almost always governed by fear of engagement with managers. Sound familiar? This department definitely suffers that. You should not have to speak up anonymously, but you do have to. I did not, and my career suffered because of it. Leadership is not bending to the political wind. Leadership is not setting yourself up for promotion at the expense of those you lead. This department is suffering a crisis in leadership. Though I believe in General Order 1, the department does not enforce it uniformly. If you wear a gray shirt, it applies. But clearly, if you're a commander, you may be exempt. If the command staff wants to refute this, I have it right here in black and white. How can we expect the citizens to trust us if we can't even trust our own leaders? Police work is changing, and officers must too. But the police department must also change the way its commanders are selected. If you came here to do the right thing, became a good cop, and then got promoted, God bless you and remember where you came from. If you came here to see how high you could go and how much money you could make, just go to the private sector and make all the money you want. If you are or want to be a supervisor or commander, remember, your job isn't to get promoted to the next rank. Your job is to do your job and to support those you oversee to help them do their jobs. If we can have commanders do that, and commanders be held accountable like the rest of you, and the department learn to promote leaders, not just test takers, I assure you morale will improve, and you can once again enjoy being a respected national leader in law enforcement. I've tried. However, I'm retiring, so now it's up to you. Good luck to all of you, and thank you.